What a night it was. Leon Edwards, the new undisputed welterweight champion of the UFC, knocking out Kamaru Usman with 1 minute to go in the 5th round. What an epic performance. I stayed up late for it, and I'm so glad that I did. What an absolute epic knockout. I cannot congratulate Leon enough, and he becomes the first ever Jamaican-born UFC champion, and to mention the second British champion ever in the UFC after Michael the Count Bisping. And we go over to some tweets. As you can see, the welterweight division has a champion, and his name is Leon Edwards. Look at that, as we see Rocky lifting the belt aloft. What an absolute epic performance, and some quite touching words he said on the mic to Joe Rogan after this epic win. This is some of the words that he did say. He said, "I was born in Jamaica with nothing. I lived in a wooden shed. Look at me now." Exactly right. Look at him now. Everybody doubted this guy. Everybody had bad words to say about him. Lots of people doubted his skill set. A lot of people probably thought he wouldn't even be able to beat Jorge Masvidal. Well, there was part of me that always thought he had a chance in this fight. He was on a 9-fight win streak, but then again, he was up against one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time in Kamaru Usman. But he did everything he could, and fighting at altitude as well. So he was going into sort of Usman's backyard, and he seemed to just come out the gate so fast and ended up taking Usman down for the first time ever in his professional career. I mean, just an incredible performance from the Brit. And this was the moment. I don't think Usman was expecting it. He stuck his leg, tripped Usman, and ended up in mount on top of Usman, and then proceeded to take the back and was trying to get a rear naked choke, but unfortunately ran out of time. That is the only loss on Usman's record before Edwards came via rear naked choke, but it was in his second fight ever. And it should be noted that Usman hasn't lost for 9 years. So this is pretty incredible. And it is 7 years since their last fight. Rocky has really been putting in the work, and he came in confident, and now everybody can see why. The first round, a clear round to Leon Edwards. As we got into the second round, Usman started to show his dominance, show his wrestling, pinning Edwards up against the cage and really sort of putting the pressure on. He was in his face for the whole of the second round, managed to get a takedown as well, pinned Edwards to the canvas for the majority of the latter part of the round. As we went into the third round, it was sort of more of the same, more Usman pressure. Edwards slightly easier to take down in these rounds, and the commentators were alluding to it, saying this looks like it might be Usman's fight now. Is Edwards wilting? We saw in the co-main event Luke Rockhold. I mean, I've never seen someone so gassed in my life, but the altitude must have played a part. Here in round 4, yet again, more of the same. Edwards finds himself on his back and in trouble, and it was looking like a dire situation. I was giving it, I think, 3 rounds to 1. I think that was pretty much the consensus. It was 3 rounds to 1 to Kamaru Usman going into the 5th. And some great corner work from Leon Edwards' corner between rounds 4 and 5. They were shouting at him, screaming at him, saying, "You got to stop feeling sorry for your fucking self." He deserves a medal for this. I really do agree. I think that this was outstanding corner work from them. They were trying to get him to summon up everything he had. And there was part of me thinking, is he just going to get taken down again in the 5th round? What does he have left? Is the altitude affecting him? And is Usman just going to cruise to victory here? But they came out in the 5th round. It was sort of more of the same, being pinned up against the cage for I'd say a minute or so, Herb Dean was keen for more action. Usman was sort of not really doing much, just a couple of knees here and there to the legs. And as you can see, it caused him to break them up, which led them back to the center of the cage. And then this happened. With 1 minute left on the clock, Leon Edwards threw a left hand. Usman poured it away with his right, but didn't see the left high kick coming. Bam! Whacked him right on the jaw. He went down, and Herb Dean had to rush in to save him, and Leon Edwards just walked off. He didn't even need to follow up. What a crisp strike it was from him. And as you can see from this picture, Kamaru Usman didn't know where he was. And there is the reaction of Joe Rogan, John Anik, Daniel Cormier, and I like to note, also in the background here, Tony Hinchcliffe. Great reaction there from Tony. That one I thought made me laugh the most out of all of them. And this is an interesting tweet coming out from Blaine Henry saying Colby Covington couldn't take down Kamaru Usman. Jorge Masvidal couldn't knock out Kamaru Usman. Leon Edwards did both. I like this. I like it. I like what you're doing there, Blaine. And this was another key thing that everyone been picking up on. John Anik shutting down the idea Leon Edwards was content to lose a decision with that is not the cloth from which he is cut. Literally a split second before he knocked out Kamaru Usman, and that deserves to be remembered as an all-time great bit of sports commentary. Yeah, I mean, the commentary team had sort of written him off, saying he's going to coast to just a respectable loss, and that would be a moral victory for him. I think it was Dean Thomas came in and started saying this. Looks like it wasn't the case, and well done, John Anik, one of the best to ever do it. This was a reaction from Colby Covington. Look at this. He looks in shock after the knockout from Leon Edwards there. Wow, I think we can see whether that's what he's saying. This one, Leon Edwards, 7 years ago. I'm only 23. I want to get the belt. I want to keep climbing the ranks and get better and better. And Leon Edwards tonight, I told you. Look at me now, and get those t-shirts printed. I think that's what John Anik said as well. I think that they'll have to. He was saying it so much into the camera. He was saying where he came from. He was giving a shout out to all of the people back in Birmingham, back in Jamaica. I just think it's a truly inspirational story. He said he was born in a shed and living in a shed with a zinc roof, I think he was saying. And it's just beyond belief, like how you can come from that upbringing to now world champion. Inspirational, Leon Edwards, and now he may get a fight at Wembley Stadium. That is what hard work gets you, and he deserves it. He didn't ever get the credit he deserves. Now he's going to get it. I'm so happy for him. And we got Michael Bisping, obviously the other, used to be the only British champion in UFC history. Now he shares that with Leon Edwards, and he says, congrats, Leon, amazing. And there you go, there's a picture of both of them winning their UFC championship belts there. Incredible scenes. This one, have to go to him, don't I? Conor McGregor, just like that, baby. What a game. Huge congrats. Paradigm Sports and Leon Edwards, another champion. Well, Conor's always there, and I think we'll end on this one. Ariel Helwani just echoing what Leon said. Look at me now. Headshot. Dead. Leon Edwards, champ. Couldn't have put it better myself. Well done, Ariel. But this was a quick video just to celebrate Leon Edwards becoming the UFC Welterweight Champion. Come on, doing it for Britain, doing it for Jamaica as well. The first ever Jamaican-born UFC champion. I'm hoping that he's able to defend the belt in what is going to be the trilogy now. I just can't wait to see it. But please let me know what you think of this victory. What did you think when you saw the knockout as well? Were you as shocked as I was? I mean, it left me my jaw to the floor, I have to say. I just want to know what you thought about it as well. Whack some comments in that section below. Whack a like on this video to help our channel grow, and subscribe. And I'll bring you some more UFC news coming up probably next weekend. See you soon.